I Spit on Your podcast. Welcome, night dwellers, to another spine-chilling episode of I Spit on Your podcast. I'm your host, Hezekiah.
And I'm Malachi. Tonight we're diving into the Billiwhack Monster, the Baby Whisperer, Chinese Dragon Fossil, and Project Stargate. We will kick it off with one of the creepiest cryptids that stalks the land of California, the Billiwhack Monster.
The Billiwhack Monster, a creature so bizarre it makes Bigfoot look like your friendly neighborhood cat.
Indeed, Hezekiah. For those unfamiliar with this legend, the Billiwhack Monster is said to roam the ruins of the old Billiwhack Dairy in Santa Paula. Picture this: a towering half-man, half-beast with ram-like horns and the temperament of a very, very bad day.
It's the kind of thing that gives local teens nightmares and thrill seekers something to brag about if they survive the encounter, that is.
Survival is key here. The legend dates back to the 1940s, when the dairy's owner, August Rubel, allegedly used the place as a secret lab for wartime experiments. Rumor has it, something went horribly wrong, and voila, the Billiwhack Monster was born.
Now, Malachi, let's talk about the sightings. The monster has been reported to chase intruders, wielding superhuman strength and a nasty attitude. It's like the ultimate keep-off-the-lawn warning. It sounds an awful lot like your mother.
Absolutely. One tale tells of a group of teenagers who snuck onto the property. They claimed they were pursued by a hulking figure that hurled boulders at them. A bit over the top for a night watchman, or even my mother, don't you think?
Just a tad. What fascinates me is the blend of science fiction and folklore in this story. You have a mad scientist, wartime secrecy, and then, bam, a monstrous guardian. It's like something out of a classic horror flick.
It's a recipe for terror. And let's not forget the setting. The abandoned dairy, with its decaying structures and eerie silence, only amplifies the fear factor. It's the perfect backdrop for a monster's lair.
Definitely. But here's a thought. What if the Billiwhack Monster isn't a product of wartime experiments at all? What if it's something ancient, something that's been there long before humans ever set foot on that land?
An intriguing theory, Hezekiah. Perhaps the dairy was built on its territory, and the creature is merely defending its home. A classic case of man versus nature.
Or monster versus teenager, as it often seems. Now listeners, if you're ever in Santa Paula and feel a sudden urge to explore, remember the Billiwhack Monster might just be watching, waiting for the next foolhardy soul to trespass.
And if you do decide to test your luck, do us a favor. Leave a note detailing your encounter. We could always use fresh material for our next episode.
That's right. Your brush with death could be our next headline. After a quick message from our sponsor, we will be talking about The Baby Whisperer, a tale that blurs the line between the living and the dead. It's about a remarkable woman, a baby whisperer, and the paranormal occurrences that followed her passing.
Welcome back, and now we will dive right into the story of the Baby Whisperer. Are you ready for this one, Hezekiah?
Absolutely. Let's set the stage. Picture this. A seasoned early education worker with over 60 years of experience, beloved by all, passes away. She was the heart of her center, a grandmother to everyone, radiating love and warmth.
Sounds like a light in a dark world. But as we know, sometimes even the brightest lights can leave the most intriguing shadows. It all began at her funeral, in a large church filled with new and old co-workers, teachers, and families she had impacted.
Now, here's where it gets interesting. Halfway through the service, while the speaker was reminiscing about her career and love for the children, a giant wreath on the church wall near their section crashed to the ground. Coincidence, or the old Spitfire making her presence known?
They all giggled, knowing it was just the kind of thing she'd do. A little nudge from beyond, perhaps. But the story doesn't end there. Fast forward 6 months. Our storyteller and a co-worker are in her old classroom, separated by a diaper-changing area. Suddenly, the gate to the empty classroom flies open and hits the wall.
That's right. They checked the room. Empty. The co-worker's reaction? "Nope," and promptly moved herself and the two babies to the back of the room. It seems our dearly departed grandma wasn't quite ready to leave her old stomping grounds.
Indeed. And there's more. Last year, another co-worker's phone, sitting on a half wall about 5 feet away, suddenly flew off onto the floor during a conversation. Their response? "Well, okay then. Just another day at the haunted daycare center."
Now, this building is 40 years old, and our work grandma had been there since it opened. But the history doesn't stop there. Long ago, the center tragically lost an infant to SIDS. Could it be that this place is a nexus of lingering spirits?
It certainly seems that way. The presence of our beloved grandma might be comforting, but it also raises the hairs on the back of your neck. It's as if she's still watching over her babies, ensuring everything is in order, even in the afterlife.
Or perhaps she's making sure her legacy of love and care continues in her own unique way, but one has to wonder what else lingers in the shadows of that old building.
It's a sobering thought, Hezekiah. For all you listeners out there, if you've ever experienced something similar, maybe a loved one giving you a nudge from beyond, let us know. We'd love to share your stories on I Spit on Your podcast.
Absolutely. Keep your eyes open and your senses sharp. You never know when a friendly spirit might be closer than you think. Next, we will talk about the finding of an ancient fossil of a Chinese dragon.
Yes, now we're diving into a discovery that's as strange as it is ancient. We're talking about a 240 million year old Chinese dragon fossil unearthed in Guizhou province, China. Hezekiah, care to unravel this prehistoric enigma?
Ah, the Dinocephalosaurus orientalis, a name that rolls off the tongue like a sinister whisper. This 5-meter-long aquatic reptile, with its neck like a serpentine leviathan, is a fascinating glimpse into the weird and wonderful world of the Triassic period.
Indeed, it's a creature that seems plucked from myth and plopped into reality. With 32 neck vertebrae, Dinocephalosaurus has a neck longer than your worst nightmares. It's reminiscent of Tanystropheus hydroides, another bizarre marine reptile. But Dinocephalosaurus takes the cake with its snake-like appearance.
Let's not forget its aquatic adaptations. Flippered limbs and fish remains in its stomach suggest it was the ocean's nightmare. Unlike the plesiosaurs that inspired the Loch Ness Monster myth, this beastie predates them by 40 million years. Imagine it gliding through primordial seas, a real-life dragon of the deep.
Speaking of dragons, Dr. Nick Fraser from National Museums Scotland remarked on its striking resemblance to the mythical Chinese dragon. This isn't just a scientific marvel, it's a creature that fuels the imagination, blending the lines between paleontology and folklore.
It's the kind of discovery that makes you wonder what else is lurking in the annals of prehistory. The fossil, originally identified in 2003, has now been fully depicted thanks to more complete specimens. It took an international team over a decade to piece together this puzzle, but what a picture they've painted.
A picture indeed. Researchers from Scotland, Germany, the United States, and China collaborated at the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and Paleoanthropology in Beijing. Their work, published in Earth and Environmental Science, Transactions of the Royal Society of Edinburgh, is a testament to global scientific cooperation.
And it's not just seasoned scientists who are excited. Dr. Stefan Speakman, a postdoctoral researcher, described the experience as incredible. This find is more than a fossil. It's a window into the evolutionary past, particularly intriguing for its elongate neck.
The implications for understanding the evolution of such creatures are profound. Each vertebra is a chapter in a story that predates humanity by eons. It's a story of survival, adaptation, and the perpetual dance of life and death beneath ancient waves.
So next time you gaze into the dark abyss of the ocean, remember the Dinocephalosaurus orientalis, a dragon of the Triassic seas, a ghost from a time when the world was a different place entirely.
And as always, dear listeners, keep your eyes open and your minds curious. The shadows of history are filled with tales waiting to be told. Next, we delve into a tale that blends espionage with the eerie, the Stargate project. Hezekiah, care to unravel this classified conundrum?
Absolutely, Malachi. Picture this. 1977, Fort Meade, Maryland. The Defense Intelligence Agency teams up with SRI International to explore the potential of psychic phenomena in military and intelligence operations. Enter the Stargate project.
Ah, the Stargate project. Not to be confused with sci-fi shows or wormholes, this was about remote viewing, psychically seeing distant events and places. It's like espionage with a crystal ball.
Exactly. The project went by various code names over the years. Gondola Wish, Grill Flame, Sunstreak. It was like they couldn't decide on a name, so they tried them all. But the core idea remained, using psychic powers to gather intelligence.
Led by Lieutenant Frederick Holmes Skip Atwater, aka the Psychic Headhunter. This small team of about 15 to 20 individuals operated out of what can only be described as a decrepit, leaky wooden barracks. Hardly the high-tech lab you'd expect for government psychics.
It's almost poetic, isn't it? The greatest secrets of the mind hidden in the most mundane of places. Now let's talk results, or the lack thereof. Despite the hype, a 1995 CIA report concluded the project was pretty much useless. Information gathered was vague, irrelevant, and often just plain wrong.
A classic case of the mind playing tricks on itself. The report highlighted issues with interjudge reliability and concluded that remote viewing hadn't proven effective for intelligence purposes. And just like that, the Stargate project was terminated and declassified.
Yet, despite its official termination, the legacy of Stargate lives on, notably in popular culture. Ever heard of The Men Who Stare at Goats? Both the book and film drew inspiration from these very experiments, though they didn't name the project outright.
Indeed. The bizarre tales of military men attempting to walk through walls or stop the hearts of goats with their minds, straight out of the pages of Stargate lore. But the real story is even stranger. Imagine a briefing in the Situation Room for President Carter, discussing psychic spying after a failed hostage rescue. Sounds like the plot of a thriller, doesn't it?
It does, and it shows how desperate times call for desperate measures, or in this case, desperate experiments. The US was reacting to rumors of Soviet psychotronic research, spending millions to catch up or keep up.
The key players are fascinating too. Physicists like Russell Targ and Harold Puthoff testing the psychic waters with notable figures like Uri Geller. Their work initially drew interest, but skepticism from within the scientific community soon followed.
Ah, Uri Geller, the spoon-bending sensation who was ultimately labeled a fraud. Despite this, the program soldiered on, even scoring a notable success in 1976 when Rosemary Smith, a young administrative assistant, located a lost Soviet spy plane.
A rare hit in a sea of misses, and who could forget the tale of Major General Albert Stubblebine, a true believer in psychic phenomena, who reportedly tried to walk through walls. Let's just say Walls 1, Stubblebine 0.
Yet, despite these colorful characters and tales, the scientific rigor was lacking. Conflicts of interest, lack of independent replication, and secretive methods all contributed to the project's downfall.
The final nail in the coffin came in 1995 with a CIA-commissioned report. It concluded that while some lab results showed a statistically significant effect, the operational utility for intelligence gathering was nil. Stargate's psychic visions were just too vague and inconsistent for real-world use.
And so, the Stargate project was shuttered, its secrets laid bare for the world to see. A fascinating chapter in the history of intelligence and a testament to the lengths humans will go to tap into the unknown.
As we close this episode, dear listeners, remember that sometimes the strangest stories are the ones rooted in truth. Keep your minds open and your skepticism healthy. And remember, if you have any stories of your own to share, put them in the comments below if you are watching on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified when we release our next episode.
Until next time, stay curious and stay wary. The shadows hold many secrets, and we're here to uncover them.
Sweet nightmares, everyone. And remember, not all that is strange is fiction.